Hello, welcome to Old Virginia Homes. There's something about symmetry that makes me happy, particularly in architecture. The structural order and balance create calm and a sense of harmony. So give me a good Georgian or federal style home any day. Don't get me wrong, I also enjoy a delightful, unpredictable Victorian, but the hallmarks of symmetry in a Georgian home like the one we'll be visiting today are so grounding, in a good way. It's like traveling a road with really sturdy guardrails, so you can safely enjoy a magnificent view. And the views of this house, both inside and out, are spectacular. So if you enjoy symmetry and embrace it the way I do, you're going to love this house. Join me as we visit Gunston Hall, an Old Virginia home in Mason Neck. Let's go. I want to start today's tour with a shout out to the Dames, the female movers and shakers of historic preservation since 1890. Gunston Hall was donated to the Commonwealth of Virginia in 1932 thanks to the support of the National Society of the Colonial Dames of America, an association that focuses on historic preservation, patriotic service, and educational projects. These dames still maintain Gunston Hall's house and grounds, as well as more than 50 other properties across the United States. And now we'll move on to the man whose extraordinary vision built this great house and helped build our great nation. George Mason IV was a senior statesman and the author of the formative documents such as the Fairfax Resolves, the Virginia State Constitution, and the Virginia Declaration of Rights. In this document, Mason was among the first to articulate fundamental American liberties: religious tolerance, freedom of the press, the right to a trial by a jury of one's peers, and the separation of powers in government. His writings largely influenced the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution. Thus, he has become known as the father of the Bill of Rights. His Potomac River plantation was originally 5,500 acres. Today, it is a 550-acre National Historic Landmark, whose mission is to stimulate the exploration and understanding of principles expressed by George Mason in the 1776 Virginia Declaration of Rights. The Visitor Center is a wonderful venue to do this, and is the first stop on the tour. But I have to admit, it was hard for me to focus on the important lessons here when I was so eager to get into that house. This is a masterwork of Georgian architecture, notable for its balance, symmetry, and refined proportions. Mason himself designed the structure's layout and chose the building materials of this dignified yet functional plantation residence. Flemish bond brickwork emphasizes durability and visual elegance. And again, that symmetrical facade, typical of Georgian style, conveys order and social status. This cupola, added later and thankfully since removed, was a weird detour. Interesting for sure, but moving right along, let's erase that from our minds. Built with the help of enslaved laborers between 1754 and 1758, Gunston Hall reflects both the intellectual legacy of early American liberty and the social realities of plantation life. But what truly distinguishes Gunston Hall from other colonial homes is the interior. Designed by William Buckland, who was an English-trained joiner brought to Virginia under a 4-year indenture contract, The rooms are richly ornamented. Buckland's vision for the fabulous wood carvings was realized by master carver William Bernard Sears, who was also an indentured servant. Like today's visitors, 18th century visitors were sure to have been dazzled by the magnificence of the home. It was, and still is, impressive. A showcase, a reminder of George and Anne Mason's wealth and prominence. The name Gunston Hall was derived from the Mason family ancestral homestead in the English hamlet called Gunston. This is a door that goes nowhere, but was added solely for the purpose of Georgian symmetry. Buckland brought his sophisticated ideas for the latest interior decor from London and incorporated a range of styles in the home, including English Rococo, Gothic, Chinese Chippendale, and Palladian. Painted a yellow ochre with chinoiserie wall coverings, this room is quite possibly the earliest example of Chinese Chippendale in this country. Chinese-style ornamentation was popular in Great Britain in the 18th century, but was virtually unknown in America. The intricate woodworking includes pagoda-like moldings and canopies that would have displayed Chinese vases or figurines. Moving from one breathtaking room to another, the Palladian room has a large fireplace flanked by bookshelf-like niches called beaufats, with exquisite carvings and gilded trim work. And the vibrant red brocade wall covering is so lush and serves as a striking contrast for the carved egg and dart pattern around the panels of the room's black walnut doors. This red is also a regal backdrop for the portraits of Anne and George. Moving across the hall, we enter a small private space that Mason called the Little Parlor. This room would have served as an informal dining room for the family and as Mason's office. And apparently having a primary bedroom on the main floor is not a new idea. This verdigris colored chamber was also where Anne Mason kept the children's clothes and a pantry for valuables. Supposedly, she also kept a green leather riding crop in this room, which she used to discipline the children. They referred to it as the Green Doctor. Typically, second floors of this time period would duplicate the first floor, but not so at Gunston Hall. Once you admire this beautiful triple arch feature at the top of the stairs, you won't see much in the way of architectural flourishes here. Just 7 bedrooms, a separate staircase for the enslaved workers, and a lumber room, which was used for storage. Basically, a large walk-in closet. The lumber room was illuminated by this interior window called a robber window, drawing light from the stairwell. Does anyone know what this contraption is? I meant to ask the docent but was distracted by something. If you have an idea, please let me know in the comments. George Mason died at Gunston Hall on October 7, 1792. His will mentioned 45 enslaved workers by name. There was a community of enslaved people nearby called Log Town. The house stayed in the Mason family until 1867. After passing through a series of private owners, in 1949, it was acquired by the Commonwealth of Virginia as a gift from the Hertel family, and the estate was to be administered by regents from the National Society of the Colonial Dames of America, who maintain it to this day. Thank you for visiting Gunston Hall with me today, an old Virginia home.